guys, and welcome to today's Alakazam Live. I am joined by the legendary Mr. Wayne Goodman. How's you?
Good, very excited. We're April.
Oh, mate, I can't believe how quickly this year is going.
It's April. I can't, we're that's the first quarter of the year done.
Yeah, and what a quarter it's been.
It's been epic, hasn't it? It's been epic.
Yeah, and do you know what? I'm just so excited for what's to come. So I will say, as of the end of this month, hopefully the live launch is changing into the live launch show. So we're still going to have a live launch at the end of the month. But because of the situation we're in at the moment, which is we have got a lot of products that we need to release, we are going to be releasing 1 or 2 products throughout the month. And at the end of the month, we're going to have a live launch show. And what we'll do during that show, we'll talk about the tricks that have been released earlier on in the month. And then we're going to have a live launch as well. So it will be a sort of giving the other 2 products their little live launch as well, the other 1 or 2 products. So this month, we have got 2 amazing routines, I believe, coming out. I'm not going to tell you what they're called, but I will tell you who they're by, Wayne, and you will know. And they're both very heavy hitters. There might even be a third, but we're looking at Steve Rowe.
Nice.
And we're looking at Dave Loosely.
Brilliant. Both very heavy hitters and both with a good catalogue of material behind them and a good reputation for great magic.
Mm.
Is this Steve Rowe's first Alakazam release?
Yeah.
That's good then as well. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
And of course, Dave has. Well, I mean, Dave needs no introduction. He, he's known for his ideas, his creativity, and his great material. So that'll be good.
Yep. He's current Magic Circle Close-Up Magician of the Year.
Yeah, rightly so as well. Everyone I spoke to, and after that, everyone said they felt he was the right one for it. He did really well.
100%. Yeah, I had him down. I wanted to go down with him on the day, but it was the day after we had our eyes done. So I didn't want to risk going down there or anything else. But I watched it live on the stream. And as soon as I watched it, I said to Jenny, and I text Jamie, I went, Dave's got to have this. Everyone was great, but I did feel Dave comfortably took it.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So, Scott Payton, what is Steve's effect? All will be revealed. So, keep watching your emails.
I've got a busy week. I'm off to, tomorrow I'm off to see Simon Litkin.
Yes.
In
indeed.
Oliver, which is going to be epic. I cannot wait to see him. I didn't get the chance to go down to London to see Unbelievable. I just didn't get a chance to do that. So I'm quite excited to be heading down to see Oliver. And then this weekend, what's that? You've seen it already, haven't you?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's great.
And then this weekend, I am off to Chris Congreve's convention. So if you're going to the CCC this weekend in Birmingham, do come over and say hello.
Nice.
Exciting. Busy.
And what's the weather supposed to be like? You don't want that throwing a spanner in the works.
Oh, yeah, no, that's very true. Yeah, well, the weather's supposed to be very. Tomorrow it's supposed to be lovely in London. Lovely. So I'm not a big London goer. I only live an hour from London, but I very rarely venture into the big city because I'm a country boy. So I'm excited to be going down for that. And it's supposed to be lovely weather tomorrow, and then at the weekend it's supposed to be pretty similar to what it is now. I think everyone in the UK, I think you need to take advantage of this weather, because this might be our summer this week.
I made a pretty bad choice when I come in here today,
Right.
and that was sticking the heater on full blast. But to be fair, it was cold when I walked in, but now it's getting extremely hot.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to kick off. We got a few things to talk about today. And one of the things, it was a routine I saw yesterday actually. And last week at the Alakazam Academy, we had Lewis is it Ameldo? It is Ameldo.
Yeah,
Lewis Ameldo here, and he had been doing a little lecture tour around the UK, but the stuff he did here at the Academy was completely different. And Jamie put one of the routines on Unlimited. So if you're a member of Unlimited, you can learn this routine now. And he said to me, you've got to check it out. Now, I had already watched his first routine on the Academy, which I thought was amazing. And then I saw this and I thought, oh, it's just pure class. So shall we take a look at this?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Okie dokes.
I've not seen this because I've not been online much today, so I've not seen it. So I'm intrigued now to see what it is.
All right, and then when we get back, you can tell us why you haven't been online much.
But I would like to do something, continuing with the last effect, because we talk about something especially. If you didn't saw the last part, you should. But now we are going to do something with these four aces.
Okay.
And nothing else. Which one do you prefer?
The ace of clubs.
The ace of clubs. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because I don't care.
No, the ace of clubs.
Perfect. Because I'm going to put the aces on the table, and I'm just going to put one hand here, the other under the table, and making a little bit pressure. One will. It's the ace of clubs. But I have more. I have more. I have the ace of spades, the ace of diamonds, and the ace of clubs. I only have to do something like this. And maybe now I have the ace of spades. One by one. Diamonds and hearts. Diamonds and hearts. One by one. And of course, I love this silence. But the last is the special one. Why? Because you are 300 people in this room looking at me like this, and people at the home are watching me like this.
Yeah.
Because they are looking the computer.
Yeah.
So I will try with the ace of hearts. Very slow. One, two, three. That's it. Okay, maybe it's. I will try to do in a special way, like the big end. One, two. First one half. I think it's better. And after, I think that the other. Pass through there. Brilliant.
That's lovely.
Isn't it good, right?
That's lovely.
So if
That's
you're a member of Unlimited, you can learn that right now inside Unlimited.
That's a beautiful and a great, and that little bit at the end, that's
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
wow.
it just sells it, doesn't it? It's very, very good. Very good. Very unexpected as well. You could hear from the reaction of the guys that were watching as well.
And
Yeah,
Andy's
very
face,
good.
that was a picture. That was great.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me have a look what's happening here on the chat. So a few people joining us. Will Tom said Mike Lister looks like he's joined us from Barbados.
Nice.
Walter said, thank you, Peter and Wayne, for our help last week. You are more than welcome, mate. We hope you got it sorted. Scott Payton, loving using Pierced. Reactions are great.
Well, we've got a few seconds here. I'm just going to keep making an announcement as well. We've got a lot of people on the chat are asking about older tricks that they've bought, and the QR code isn't working when they go to the instruction sheet. Now, the system has changed a couple of years ago, but people don't realise the passwords are the same. So if you've got a trick, let's say you've got whatever trick, and it's got a card with a QR code, and the QR code doesn't work, just enter that code that's underneath it into the redeem section, and that will put you straight into your account, and then you can view it. So if the QR code isn't working, the instruction link still works. You can still go to the Vimeo link, you can type it in, or you can just enter into the redeem section and it will work for you. Okay?
Yeah.
Public service announcement done.
Yep, very good, very good. So, what else has been happening in the world of Wayne and?
So I've made a decision.
Go.
I've made a decision about Blackpool next year.
Yeah.
So I'm not having a stand next year. I'm just going to go along as a delegate, although I'm going to be doing filming and we're doing some other bits and bobs as well. So I'm still going to have a presence there, but at the moment anyway, I'm not going to have a stand. Which means I can go for cups of tea and talk to people, which would be quite nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to focus more on the little clubs and the conventions. So if you're having a club, you've got the shameless plug there. If you've got a club lecture you want, then let me know. So no two lectures of mine are the same either. Every lecture changes. So I always have a different lecture for every single club that I do. I mix it up. And also, if your club is looking for a dealer dem, then you can contact us for the Alakazam dealer dem as well.
Yes.
And I'll come along and dem some products.
And you've always got one or two items that are not on the website.
Yep. So you'll be able to pick. A lot of people say it's not fair that, you say that you can go to the shop and pick up a trick that's not out yet. So it's not that over. You can go to the shop and you might be able to get it at the shop, but they live up north or whatever. But with the dealer dem, there's always one or two items that aren't available yet, which means that you do get that very, very rare opportunity to pick something up before it's even out.
Yeah.
So yes, so if you're interested in a dealer dem as well, give us a shout and we can sort you out.
Andy Put said, first time going to Blackpool and you don't have a stand.
Andy, well, I will be there, and I'll be around the dealers hall. I'll make sure I go down to the Alakazam stand. I'll be around, so you can come over and say hello. I'll be showing off some new stuff as well, and basically, I just want to maybe just take a year out. Yeah.
I mean, the last time I went to Blackpool and not had a stand was 25 years ago.
Really?
Yep.
I might not lose my voice next year. Everyone's like, get a stand. No, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be good. I've been booked for the Darlington Magic Day as well, which is going to be good. I'm looking forward to that. So if you're up north, the Darlington Magic Day, I'm going to be lecturing there with our very own Craig Petty.
Yeah.
I think John Morton's on the list there as well.
Nice.
And then, of course, as well, another shameless plug. In November this year, you can now get tickets for the Newmarket Shindig.
Oh, Oh, are they
So
on sale?
they are on sale, and it's what's it called? It's the friendliest. It's the last convention of the year. It's the friendliest convention ever, and it's a new market. We do a full day. We've got 3 lecturers. One of them is still to be confirmed. 3 lecturers, maybe 4, because we might have a workshop on the Friday night, because we have a little meet up on the Friday night.
Yeah.
And we go and I lay on a spread and we go and have food in this cafe, and we always have a bit of a session there. And I might ask somebody to do a little workshop that night, must for like half an hour or something, just to give us a bit of magic there as well. And then the all day Saturday for the convention, and then we do a show in the evening.
Nice.
Which always goes down very well.
I've just had. So we had this message coming. I won't put it up because it's only putting half the message up. So I've had to open it to read it. But as soon as I put it up, I'll lose half the message. Hi Peter, I've just got Unlimited, and I find as a beginner your card tricks and John Kerry's tricks are good to do. Are you by any chance doing any more to put on Unlimited? I will be doing some more, but if you're new to sort of Magic, also check out the courses in Unlimited, because there's some great courses in there. Wayne's done a couple, but particularly Andy Smith is doing one on cards. So, if you're a beginner, you're going to find that very, very useful. Even if, you're a pro, you'll still find it useful. But go check out the courses. There's so much in Unlimited that people don't know. I mean, it's quite overwhelming. There's a lot to see in there. But if you imagine, we've got obviously hundreds of tricks that you could learn off the bat, but the courses are amazing. Wayne's got a sponge ball course. Have you got a rope course as well?
No, we're looking at a rope course. So we're going to do like 5 tricks that you can do just with a piece of rope, so cut restore, that kind of thing. We're going to play around with the rope and do some different things. But I have got some individual tricks on there, like the Professor's Nightmare, like the 20th Century Silks, and I look at some kids stuff as well, like the colouring book and routines like that. The sponge ball course is very popular, and even if you've never picked up a sponge ball, you've never been inclined to, I get a lot of positive feedback from a lot of people saying how much they got out of it. What I will quickly say, one thing great about sponges is it's a great introduction to sleight of hand. Yeah. So if you're struggling with a coin move, you might find it easier to learn it with a sponge and then refine it down to a coin. And so, the sponge balls have everyone knows I love them. But you should definitely check that out.
So Danny Wright said it's not John Moulton, it's Adam Dadswell.
Thank you, Danny. Yeah, I knew it was one or the other. They look alike. And that's a really nice mix as well, because you've got me with my style of things, you've got Craig in his style, and you've got Adam Dadswell, who's very mentalism based and very good with his style. So it's 3 very contrasting styles of performer, which means, you're going to get something for everyone. But also, I'm a big believer at the conventions with lectures. If you say you're a fan of me and my work, you come and watch me, that's great. But you go and watch Craig, you're going to see something different, and you're going to learn something different in a different style, and that just expands. So then you go see Adam, and you go, oh wow, this is different again, and it's like, wow, I've learned that. I never thought about that way, and it's just a great way, rather than going, oh, I only like him, I'm only going to go and watch him, or I don't like him, and give them a chance to go and watch. You're going to see something you're really going to enjoy.
Yeah. I will say as well, those of you that have got Unlimited, check out Adam Dadswell, because we filmed a couple of tricks. He was kind enough to film a couple of tricks for Unlimited when we were filming the explanations for Loki, and to say they fooled everyone in the room is an understatement. Dave loosely says, what spread do you lay on, Wayne? Because he likes Nutella.
So I like to lay on a spread of roses, and Nutella's good. You can really squidge in there. He's a boy, isn't he? You're funny, Dave. You should get an agent, travel agent, What's head, idiot. Actually, you should definitely try. This is not magic related at all, right? And I don't want to know what Dave thinks to this, right? And to you as well, Pete. but I was talking to a friend of mine the other day about jam, and this is so off topic now. My favourite jam is pineapple jam, and that's just when I having a bit of toast. Pineapple jam is like not as overpowering with the taste as like strawberry or raspberry, and it's really really nice. So I'd be intrigued to know, especially if like Dave likes Nutella, that's quite a strong flavour.
I love pineapple. I'll be honest with you, I've never even heard of pineapple jam.
What? Well, I'll bring you one down. Next time I come down, I'm bringing you down.
I mean,
You will
if
thank me.
I'm-
You will phone me up in the morning and go, that is lovely. Pineapple jam
If
is
I'm
amazing.
channeling Sherlock Holmes now, I'm going to deduce that it's jam made from pineapples.
I don't know how you do it, Pete.
It's
I
a
don't know how
gift.
you do that.
It's a gift.
I don't know how you do that. That's just amazing.
Never heard of pineapple jam. I will give it a go, even though I do like a strawberry jam.
I don't think it's as overpowering the flavour. It's just a nice, and it goes lovely on toast. Pineapple jam is amazing. But I'm interested, as he likes Nutella, I want to know what his favourite jam is.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you a question,
Go
not
on.
magic related, but
Okay.
pineapple related.
Okay.
One of my favourite party foods when I was a kid.
Cheese and pineapple?
100%, and a friend of mine still makes a cheese and pineapple hedgehog every time she throws a party, purely because I like it.
Amazing. Yeah, I used to like that. It's like sweet and savoury all at once.
The most amazing thing. Now, the younger people that are watching have probably never experienced such heaven.
So it's a cocktail
cheese-
stick with a cube of cheese on it, little cube of cheese, and a little cube of pineapple.
Oh, my mouth
if
is
you're really
watering
brave-
just thinking about it.
If you were really brave, you put the whole thing in your mouth, which was quite dangerous,
That's
really.
what you do, and pull it off.
And then pull it out, and then
Yeah.
you got your cheese and your pineapple. My mum
Yeah.
would tell me off because there's like the cocktail sticks are spiky, and putting that all in your mouth, you cut your mouth and stuff. But I never did. Yeah. Yum.
But
What did you talk about on the live today, Wayne? Jam,
cheese, pineapple.
cheese, pineapple. I love bananas because I like a monkey as well.
Right, David said, Peter, what's your new release coming up, and are they for novices as well? I haven't got, unless I forgot it, which could be possible. I don't think I've got.
No, I
the
think
release.
he's talking. I think he's talking about the two at the end of the month.
Oh, the Alakazam releases.
I think he's asking Alakazam rather than just you yourself. I think
Okay.
it's an Alakazam release.
So let me say this as well. Whenever Alakazam get the rights to a trick, we really work on that effect. So we really try and streamline it. We try and make it as simple as we can to perform. Now, when I buy the rights to the trick, one of the criteria is I don't want heavy sleight of hand. So we will, if there's a trick that I know only 5% of magicians going to be able to do because they can't do the sleights, we won't release it because it's no good for us and it's no good for you. So a lot of the tricks, David, will be good for novices up to a certain level. There's a lot that will be perfect for anyone. If you walked in the shop now, I could teach you for 5 minutes and you could do it. A lot of our tricks are like that. Some of them will require, let's say a packet trick. Packet tricks, a lot of them use what's called the Elmsley count. Now these are tools that realistically, even as a novice, you should aim to learning, because if you go back to when myself, Wayne, when we were learning magic, we didn't have video to learn from. It was from a book. And when we were learning as well, packet tricks were very, very popular. They're coming back into fashion now. And one of the first things, I could guarantee if you walked into Davenport's as an absolute novice, you would have walked out with a trick called Rainbow Cascade. Now, in that trick, you would have had to learn an Elmsley count, whether you were a novice or not. And it's a very important slide. So even though we do aim a lot at novices, some routines might have a couple of moves, but they're not going to be moves that are going to be too taxing on you. And they're usually going to be moves that you're going to use for multiple effects. So they're really worth learning, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I can't really think of a trick that's been released, especially in the last 2 or 3 years, that you would have issues performing.
No.
The only ones really that require any kind of sleight, etc., are the coin sets.
Yeah.
But they all. I mean, what's great about the elite coin range is there's 3 distinct sections. So you start with the beginners tricks, which don't require much sleight of hand, don't require any skill set. And then once you've learned those, you can start learning the intermediate stuff. And now you're building up your repertoire, you're building up your expertise, so that when you hit the hard level stuff, you're at that stage, you're ready to do them. But not even then, they're not really that difficult. They're just, it's like anything, it's just a little bit of practice. You're not going to, I know with the Steve Rowe one, you're going to pick that one up very, very quickly.
Yeah.
There's nothing really major there. And Dave's one, not difficult at all.
No.
I think you'll be fine with both of those. We should add as well that every trick, especially the Alakazam tricks, every trick on the site does have a difficulty rating.
Yeah.
With 1 being really, really easy and 5 being very, very difficult. I can never remember seeing anything above a 3.
Yeah.
So all the stuff on the site is very easy.
And the good thing is, David's a member of Unlimited as well, which, honestly, David, that's going to be such a great asset to you. Not only the wealth of tricks, but like I said before, the courses, check them out. Even things like Simon Lipkin's acting course is phenomenal. If you're going to start, even if you're going to start performing to family and friends, the acting course, and the whole idea of the courses is they're small little bite-sized lessons. So 5 lessons, all around 10-15 minutes each. And there's a wealth of information in them. So really check it out. I think you've made the best investment in your magic you can by going Unlimited, 100%. Also, Dave said there's a hint on this. So this must be what we were talking about. I presume not the pineapple and cheese. There's a hint of this on this week's Stranded with a Stranger, which is now live on Unlimited. So I think that is that your one, Dave? Because I know yours was recorded. If so, I haven't heard it yet, because I tend to listen to them when they're out. So I won't listen to yours till later on this week. So I'm intrigued. Because Jamie don't let me listen to them beforehand, and he doesn't.
He's
tell
a
me
taskmaster, that Jamie, isn't he?
He is. He is. He wants me to enjoy it the same way everyone else does, and I really do. I really enjoy Stranded with a. Sorry. Oh no, Stranded with a Stranger. Dave's saying he's not on Stranded with a Stranger. Dave will be on Desert Island Tricks unless he's confused. But I will have a...
Or he snuck himself in. He'd be the first one to do Desert Island Tricks and Stranded with a Stranger.
Yeah.
That might have been about the pineapple and jam.
Yeah, could be. Phil Austin said, the Elmsley Count, Hammond and Jordan are all must-learns for a magician and are all very easy. Yeah, it's true, especially, like I said, going back 20 years or 25 years when packet tricks were such a big thing, those were your ones, the Jordan, the Elmsley.
I remember picking up Rainbow Cascade and then teaching us the Elmsley in the shop.
Yeah.
And I also got the Evaporate, the fadeaway pip card, where you have 1 card and 3 blank cards, and you show them and then the card vanishes and they're all blank. And that used to have 2 Elmsleys on that one. It was just, just fantastic.
Right, I think it's time for another video.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's hit with this. Robin, I've got something here which we'll get back to in a moment, but
Okay.
I'm a big lover of movies. I've got a huge DVD collection. I collect everything to do with movies, including these really lovely mini movie posters. Okay, now most of these movies I have in my collection, and I'll be honest with you, if someone went into my room and took out one of my DVDs, I would know.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm going to try and demonstrate that
Yep.
on you. First things first, can you give them a mix up, please?
Yep.
Just so you're happy they're not in any particular order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to take them back. You just touch the back of any one of these movies, any one you
Okay.
like. This one?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Take hold of it and have a look at the movie. All right. So I want you to imagine walking into my room and taking that movie off the shelf. Can you
Yeah.
imagine it?
Yeah.
Okay, you've gone straight to my horror section. If I'm not mistaken, it was classic horror. Oh, yes, it's a Sherlock Holmes, right?
Yeah.
Was it Hounds of the Baskervilles?
It is.
It is.
Yes.
Perfect. All right, put that back. We'll try something else. Give them a little shuffle.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
time, what I want you to do is have a look through them and take out any movie you would like to watch.
Okay.
Okay. Now you'll see if you turn that movie over, I'm not going to look at anything, but you'll see that on the back of that movie, there's a list of every movie that's in that set.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want you to read out the list on the back. You can read them in any order you like, including your movie, but try not to give me any clues when you read your movie out. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so start reading them off for me.
A Clockwork Orange, Back to the Future, Carry On, Follow That Camel, The Curse of the Werewolf, The Dam Busters,
Okay, you know you can read them in any order, right?
Yeah.
You're going, okay,
Grease,
yeah.
Hound of the Baskervilles.
Okay, stop there for me. Have you seen this movie?
Yes.
Okay, I don't think this is my movie. I think this is Jenny's movie.
Okay.
Are you thinking of 50 Shades of Grey?
I am.
Yeah, no, I thought so. Nothing was coming through at all. I'll tell you what, we'll try one more thing. Now, I will show you, these are all
Yeah.
different, right? So for this one, I just want you to do one simple thing for me, okay? Just as I shuffle through, just say stop anywhere you like.
Stop.
There,
Yep.
take a look at it. You got it?
Yeah.
I'll show the camera. I'm not going to look at anything.
Okay.
But remember I placed a bit of paper down at the beginning.
Yeah.
On that paper is a phone number. And the person at the other end of that phone number will tell you what movie you're thinking of, believe it or
Okay.
not. All right? Don't show anyone the phone number, but if you got your phone,
Yeah.
let's open it up. There's the number.
Okay.
So dial that in. And you are thinking of any movie you wanted, right?
Yeah.
I hope he's in.
Okay. Dial.
Otherwise-
Yeah.
Yeah, dial it. Are you thinking of Jaws? And that, my love, is Screen
That's
Test.
brilliant.
Thank you for helping.
Very nice.
Screen Test is so good.
I like the ending with the phone. That's cool.
Yeah, no, it's Screen Test is so good. Paul Morley said, "What is the movie trick called?" It's called Screen Test, and there's lots of routines that you can do with it. That's just my three-phased routine, which I think builds quite nicely as well, and it gets sort of more and more impossible to a spectator's mind. But the ringtone reveal is something that I've been doing for years. I actually filmed it for a project that me and Spellman did, using the director's cut cards at the time, but it works perfectly with this as well. What's happening? Oh, Dave said yes, he is on this week's podcast. So, guys, make sure you listen to that. This Friday, I think it goes live. But if you're a member of Unlimited, you can go and listen to it now. Otherwise, you can listen to it on all your favourite podcast platforms. And it's called Desert Island Tricks.
And there's a big back catalogue as well of Desert Island Tricks.
Yep.
So you can go and check out some really good ones. I've got one on there, shameless plug. There's loads of people, and it's it's really interesting to. I listen to it when I'm driving, and I like to. All of a sudden, you'll get somebody who will just throw you a curveball, and you'll be like, "Wow, I didn't think about that, or I didn't think about that trick in that way. The way they're using it. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah,
it's a nice little insight into how people perform.
Yeah, I love it. I love the podcast. Philip says, was that an updated version as mine doesn't have 50 Shades of Grey? That is the Screen Test Pro edition. And there's a couple of sort of option cards in there. So 50 Shades of Grey was one of the option cards we threw in. The other thing with a Pro version, you also get the cards and the envelopes for My Effect Night at the Oscars as well. Which is, it can be performed as a standalone effect or as a sort of addition to this effect if you want to create yourself a little act using the movie cards.
Not to blow smoke or anything, but I will say that Night at the Movies, I perform it all the time, and it's worth the cost of the trick alone. If you just bought it for that, you will love it. It's such a great use of the cards, the great premise, and the trick is just brilliant. So yeah, it's well worth it just for that one effect, which you get included with it.
Oh. So that is Screen Test Pro Edition, and they're in stock now. Darren Bain said he's on Stranded with a Stranger. I think you were on a while ago, Darren, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure I've listened to yours. Lee Alex put a link in to Screen Test Pro. So if you're on Facebook, check the comments. Lee Alex has put a link in to that.
I spoke to Lee the other day. So he's a lovely guy.
Lee's
if you've
great.
not checked out Lee's handkerchiefs, I use his devil's handkerchief in my show, in my children's show and my cabaret show. I might do another. I did it years ago, a couple before. I might do another video on them. Actually, they're well worth another look in.
Yeah.
And I've got his gag bag, which is brilliant.
Don't you do the dot one or the heart one?
I've got the heart one. The heart one's fantastic, and so I use that one even not at Valentine's. I do that one in my care home show because the old folks do like it, and I take it. I've lost all the hearts now, so instead I get them all the old women to blow me a kiss, and I shake it, and it turns up with all the hearts on it. And if we play on the video in a minute, I might have it in my bag. I don't think it's in the car because I've got my cabaret case. My car's empty. I've got nothing in my car. It's amazing. I'll have a look and see if it's there. I'll do it on the camera. But I use. I was doing a gig quite a while ago. I was doing a gig, and I wanted to do 20th Century silks, and I didn't have a change bag with me to vanish the silk, and I got out the devil's handkerchief, but I used for something else, and I thought actually it's perfect. So I get the person to screw the handkerchief up, the yellow one. And I make the bag out of the devil's hank, and they place it inside themselves. They put their hand right into the compartment with it and bring their hand out. So it's definitely in there. And then just one-handed, I hold on to the little clip so I can know which one's the pocket one. I hold on to it and just release it, and the whole handkerchief just falls away, and it visibly vanishes. Well, not visibly, but it looks visible because, and it's just so beautiful. And Lee's silks are so well made that even with a scrunched up silk inside it, like 18-inch silk, actually it's a 24-inch silk, even with that scrunched up inside, it doesn't show. And then I lift up the other side, I show both sides, and it's gone. It's just a beautiful way to vanish it. So I will do a video on them. I've got 2 or 3 of the devil's hanks. I've got the hearts one, and I've got the gag bag. So I will do a video, and I'll do a Lee Alex special and talk about them because they are so amazing and so beautiful. And if you look after them, they will last forever. The craftsmanship, the workmanship is beyond compare.
Yeah. No, brilliant. Just want to say a big shout out to my good friend JJ Jackson as well, who's dialing in. Hiya, JJ. Right, okay, I'm going to play.
Is that JJ who comes in the shop?
It is.
I like JJ.
JJ's always fun. Great magician and a funny guy and a good mate. So, are you going to run off and look for something? And
I'm just going to quick look behind the curtain because this is my stairs behind here.
Okay.
So I'll have a quick look behind here and see if I can find it. You play a video and I'll be back in 1 second.
Okie dokes. Let's have a look at this.
Martin Pierce is one of the busiest family entertainers in the UK. Whenever he performs an effect, he always thinks about his audience. And with Hero, he has absolutely smashed it. We're going to try something. Are you a fan of superheroes?
Yes.
You are a big fan, okay? Now, we're going to try a little superhero test, okay? Now, nothing inside the envelope, but I want you to imagine this envelope will transform you into a superhero that you want to be. But we've got different superheroes: Batman, Superman, Captain America, Wonder Woman, and Hulk.
Yep.
Now, I've also got 5 that match, okay? Now, I'm going to give mine a little mix. I'm going to place these ones inside the envelope. Now, think about which one of those you would want to be, okay? Have a think. Don't tell me, though. Okay. I'm going to go for this one right here. Hero is one of the most commercial routines you can perform. Superheroes appeal to people of all ages, and the best part is it only uses 10 cards. There's no switching, there's no rough and smooth, and there's no multiple outs, meaning it looks the same no matter what superhero they choose. As I remove superheroes from the envelope, I want you to say yes or no if that is the one you're going to turn into, okay? If it isn't, we'll move past it. If it is, we'll stop right there, okay? So, Hulk. No, you sure?
Yep.
Okay. Wonder Woman. You sure? All right. You would want to be Captain America. Superman.
Yep.
Superman's the one.
Superman.
And for those mentalists out there, we've even got you covered. We've got the exact same killer effect, but with ESP symbols. Now, you chose Superman. This is insane, mate. Because I knew from the very start you were going to choose Superman. Nothing left inside. So you didn't want to be Batman and you didn't want to be Superman. Here's the thing, I knew you'd be Captain America because my prediction the whole time was Captain America, perfect match. But not only that, I knew you'd be Captain America and I was trying to force you to be Captain America because my other superheroes I didn't even have. I only ever had one option because there's no heroes on any of these cards either. This is really weird actually because that was a free choice, right? You could have chosen any superhero.
Yeah.
But I was so sure you were going to choose Superman. I didn't even bother bringing any other superheroes. I never had any other options. It was always going to be Superman the whole time. There you go. Danny, enjoy. That is unbelievable, isn't it? If you're looking for the perfect working routine to add to your act, look no further than Hero by Martin Pierce.
So that was Martin Pierce's Hero. If you'd like to look at that, go check it out on the website. Martin Pierce released Hero and Test last week. The effect or the routine is sort of the same, but the premise is different. One of them uses ESP cards, the other one superheroes, but the same great cheeky method. So what you got there, young man?
So the car's too far down the hill for me to go down to it in time. But I've got this one out of my cupboard. This is the Christmas one that Lee V kindly sent me. And it's beautiful. I'm going to bring it up close because my camera is not doing this justice on the colour. It's a lot darker than it looks on the screen. And it's just this beautiful blue. It's like a sky blue, but on the camera it's not showing that up. But it's absolutely stunning. This one's covered in Santas because it's a Christmas one. So
Nice.
what I do with it is I take this while the person who's got the handkerchief. So this is quite a big. What's that? I think that looks like a 12 or 18-inch silk. That's all right. I use a slightly bigger one for my 20th century. But I show this. I show both sides, and I said we're going to make a little bag. So we fold it up, and then I said I'd like you to place it inside the little bag that we've created. So they take the handkerchief, they screw it up really small, and they place it inside and push it all the way down. So it's in there, and they can look inside, they can see it in there. It's definitely there. And then just by holding it in one corner, just here, I can click my fingers and it just vanishes completely and it's gone. And the handkerchief, this handkerchief, the silk, is just beautiful. It's so well made. It's so well crafted. The material is first class. And I can't recommend them enough. It's one of my favourite things to use now. And especially when I'm doing like my family shows, when there's kids and there's adults there, and I just do that and it falls away. The other way you can do it is when you've got it folded up like this, you can take it like this and you go up the bag and then it's gone. And just show it that way as well. It works really nice. Or of course you can use it as a production.
Yeah.
You know, you can take it here. I have used it as a production before when doing it with sponge balls. I'll have a sponge ball in there and you reach inside and there's the handkerchief. So yeah, Lee's handkerchiefs are amazing.
Well, the thing is about Lee is his designs are always beautiful and the quality is always superb. I mean, you're not going to get a better tool.
I mean, I look at the stitching on this and I mean, first of all, the material, it just feels lovely. I mean, it really does feel, it's a pleasure to hold it and to have it there. And again, my camera is not showing this, the true colour here, but when you bring it out, it just looks striking. It looks great. For kids shows, it's really friendly. It's a nice blue. It's not overpowering. If you're doing stuff for SDM people or additional needs people, it's not overbearing. Santas are on it, the snowmen. It just looks amazing, and the craftsmanship and the stitching is just beautiful. It's a first class item that any professional or any performer would want to have in their set. So yeah, you should definitely check it out.
The legend that is Craig Petty. I thought you were still in the US.
I was hoping he was. I was hoping he was still over there. Oh my God, look at him. There he is.
He's back.
Like an awful Terminator. I'll give you a call later on, Craig.
Yeah,
that's something to look forward to.
Lee Alex is the best. He is. I mean, there's no one better for these Devil's Hanks at all. So I've got.
I always wanted one of his waistcoats.
You always wanted one, or you had one?
No, I always wanted one of the colour changing waistcoats. I might have to speak to him and see if he still makes them. So I'd love to get one. Just yeah, it was so clever, so smart. It was just a great thing to have.
Yeah.
I was always because he used to do 3, didn't he? You could change it 3 times, and it just looked so impossible. Yeah.
He's a very clever cookie, is old Lee. Right, we've got another video to play. Shall we take a look?
Let's have a look.
Right, I'm so excited about this. The Crazy Horse Assassin is finally available to you guys, all right? It's on the website right now. You guys have been asking us to make these available for them in little stages, but now they are on mass release, all right? They are properly released. Check it out right now. This is the Crazy Horse Brown Leather. Now, it looks incredible, all right? It definitely passes the sniff test, if any of you care about that, all right? But look at it. It has the brand new updates, including this side. If you know what the Assassin is, obviously, this is the newest version. So it's got all the updates to the positives and the negatives, if you know what that means. And it's just absolutely stunning. So again, it comes with the wallet, the full leather wallet, and it comes with all the instructions as well. Now, if you ever want to learn mentalism, there's not really a better resource than this. It tells you about peaks, it tells you about timings of peaks, it gives you loads of different routines, name revelations, drawing duplications, you name it, you can learn it with the Crazy Horse Assassin. So guys, don't waste any more time. Head over to alakazam.co.uk and grab your Crazy Horse Assassin exclusively from Alakazam. Cheers, guys.
The Crazy Horse Assassin.
And look at that. I love mine. It goes everywhere with me now. I love it. It's such a,
It truly is a thing of beauty. The Crazy Horse leather, we're getting all our wallets made in that as an option. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
I can't wait for the Infinity, because I love the Infinity.
Yeah.
So when the Infinity is available in this, then I'll be a happy cookie. But for now, this is just great. I love the brown. It's just, it does pass the smell test as well. I'll bring it up close as well so you can have a
We
look.
can't smell it.
No, I
we
know,
can
but
see it though.
yeah, there you go. I'll bring it up nice and close.
See, the nice thing is about the Crazy Horse is it looks aged. It looks like an elegant wallet, but it's been, you know, it's got a really nice aged feel. We've just released the heirloom wallet a few months ago in Crazy Horse as well. And it's phenomenal because it really does match the effect.
I've got my
Oh,
pride of place.
lovely. There's a question here from Craig. He doesn't.
I'm ignoring him. I'm ignoring him now.
Ian Raymond Walker, any update on the new Saw Q&A? I will be doing it. I've just got to book a date in with Jamie and get it organised. But for anyone that doesn't know, this is going to be an evening session, a bit like watching an academy. We're not sure whether, I don't think it will be live on Facebook or anything. It will probably be in your Alakazam account, so you'll have to grab a ticket, even though there won't be any charge for the ticket. And it's just going to be an evening where we can discuss the assassin. I'll explain a couple of additional routines that haven't been explained on the video. And you can ask any questions about it. We can talk about timing of peaking and stuff like that, and the theory behind peaking and making it seem natural and handling the wallet naturally and things like that. So that is going to be happening. There won't be any charge for that, but we will let you all know in due course.
Do you know one of the things I really love about the Stealth, as opposed to other, I'm not going to be disparaging to other peak wallets. One of the things I really love is the fact that it's so easy to use and so easy to, you know, handle in your hand. You don't feel like an octopus trying to manipulate everything all at once.
Yeah.
You can just go straight to it and it's right there, and it's just so, yeah, it's so lovely. So because when you're performing, you don't want to be thinking about, oh, I've got to do this or I've got to do that. And with the Stealth, like I use it a lot for getting the date of a wedding, say at a wedding fair, because then I do like a bit of remote viewing and I'm like, okay, I'm seeing it's going to be really nice. It's going to be warm. It's not going to be too warm. It's cooling down. It's going to be in the autumn, isn't it? And I kind of build up this picture. So I've got their wedding date, so I can check it in my diary if they want to book me.
Yeah.
But it's so easy to do. You don't have to think about what you're doing. You can put it all into the presentation and makes it much more for the spectators watching.
Yeah, 100%. And like you said, it's just so easy to use. It really is. But we say it's easy to use. It's easy to use technically.
Yeah.
Like anything, I've seen people fail with peak wallets, and it's purely because they don't understand the psychology of using a tool like this. And we do go into that on the video. So the video, in my opinion, even though I'm on it, I feel the video is just as important as the tool itself. The video that you get with the assassin, even though it's a very fun video to watch, you're going to see a version of me and Mark Spellman that are a lot younger than we are now. But the information we talk about with regards to, you know, peaking and timings and everything else are really, really important. And if you don't know them, it could really seriously elevate how you perform with your peak devices. Andrew Lucas said, any news on a Gentleman Jack wallet? Not as yet, but we are planning to bring that back. So watch this space. And I think that's almost bringing us up to the end. Now, there's no other events happening at Alakazam this week, I don't believe.
No, I don't think so. I'll be at CCC, so if you are coming along, please do come over and say hello. Though that's over the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we've got anything else on this week.
So if anyone doesn't know about CCC, please tell us, Wayne.
So this is the Chris Congreve. Well, actually, it's sold out. It has sold out, but it's the Chris Congreve convention. And I know John Morton's going to be there, and I'm lecturing, and I can't remember who else is lecturing. They've got a stellar lined up from Chris for the people who are going to be lecturing at the convention. So if you have got a ticket, then you're one of the lucky ones, and I can't wait to see you there.
Yeah,
I'll report back next Tuesday.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I mean, I'm not going, but I know those that went last year. You didn't make it last year, did you?
No, I didn't make it last year. Yeah.
But everyone I spoke to that went said it was phenomenal.
Yeah, same. Everyone said it was great. Good selection of lecturers, and they don't do a show in the evening, but there's a great big session going on. And Chris told me that it's just crazy. You got people learning cards, learning coins, doing tricks, having a laugh, having a drink. It's like a proper magic session, which is, always the best part of any convention is the sessioning, when you get to mix with people and you get to sit with people who you might consider to be a legend, or you might consider somebody you look up to, and just it's just really, really good. So I'm looking forward to that as well. I always find so. I remember my favourite convention ever, and I still love them to this day. Was I think it was Bristol, and I didn't see any lectures, I didn't see any dealers. I sat in the bar for the whole day, and with Jasper Blakely Kokov, and we just cracked jokes at each other all day. It was just a perfect day. Yeah. And people were coming over and watching us and joining in. It was just brilliant. And for me, that made it that day so special. Yeah, good times. Well, I'm off out now. I'm off shopping with my mum.
Very nice.
Yeah, and going shopping with my mum. And then tomorrow, Simon Lipkin.
Yes, you'll enjoy that. It's such a good show. And Simon is incredible in it. Will Tomset says there are so many wallets to choose from on the website. Will, if you give us a call, if you're after a wallet, give us a call, and I will get you the perfect wallet for your needs, if you know what your needs are. So give us a call. And you're quite right, there are a lot, and there's a lot to choose from. So give us a call, and we can go through them, and we'll pick the perfect one for your needs. See what's happening. Right, so let's just cover this quickly. Two things quickly. Walter says, Peter, is there much difference between the Black Assassin and the Crazy Horse version? If you've got the latest Black Assassin, the very latest, then there's no difference in functionality or anything else. It is just a lever, but the lever is gorgeous. If you like brown, aged, classy, a nice waxy feel to it, this wallet is right up your street. It's a beautiful wallet in its own right. Forget about what it does. Just as a wallet and the lever, it's absolutely phenomenal. And we've got Brandon Ellis said, talking about conventions, a lot of people aren't happy with the Blackpool price going up. I don't think it's too bad, to be honest. So
this is a bit of a rabbit hole, isn't it? But somebody worked out on the group. Somebody worked out that if you divide the cost up over 4 days, it works out cheaper than it cost last year for the 3 days. So you're getting good value, And I think you put up a post, didn't you, saying, you know, the price of the ticket is still cheaper than 2 good seats for a West End performance for one show.
100%. And realistically speaking, if you take into account it's a 4-day convention, and each day of that convention is, and this is no disrespect to any other convention, but any one day at Blackpool, with the acts and everything they've got on, is at a far higher level than any other one-day convention. But it's almost guaranteed that the price of Blackpool per day, when you split that up, is probably cheaper than most one-day conventions. And when you think about what you're getting, now we only do a few conventions during the year, and the conventions that we attend, the tickets are a lot higher than Blackpool. It's a shorter time. Blackpool is a huge, huge undertaking. And I will say, I spoke to Russ about this a few weeks ago, Russ Stevens, and I said to him, so what's happening on the Thursday? Is it just dealers? And he went, no, it's a full-on day. It's a full-on Blackpool day. Lectures, dealers, shows, the works. And for most of us that are into Magic, that's an amazing thing to have another day of it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And the cost, I'm not sure, do you know what the cost is?
Yep, 275. So it's still less than three.
275
So it's less than less than £100 a day. When most conventions are like 80 quid or so for one day. So what's that? 80 times, that'd be 16. So yeah, I mean it's a lot less. My maths isn't.
275 divided by 4 equals £68.75 per day.
Now let me just put that into comparison. That is so much cheaper than my tickets tomorrow night for 2 people to go to see, or for one person tomorrow night. Just one of the tickets is way much more than that to go and see Oliver in the West End. And we've got good tickets, but not brilliant tickets. They're not right up the front or right in the key places. You know, we've got good tickets, but not amazing tickets. I couldn't afford them. They were like 250 for the prime tickets for one show for one night, and you're getting 4 shows, all the lectures, all the dealers.
I know someone's going to say, yeah, but that's a West End show. The quality of the shows that the guys are putting on at Blackpool are huge. I mean, they're not getting their mates in to do an act. These are world-class acts that are in there to do a show.
Yeah.
You know, bearing in mind, a couple of years ago, they had, maybe even last year as well, they had Matt King doing his entire show. They
had this year, they had...
Jack Rhodes doing
this year, who was the guy from Vegas this year who turned up with like 2 massive lorries?
Rick Thomas.
Rick Thomas. I mean, I saw one of the lorries turn up.
Yeah, brought over his whole illusion show to do over here. I mean, it's incredible what they're doing. If they were to say it was only 3 days and it was £500 for those 3 days, that's still incredible value for money. And I know, I totally respect that money is tight at the moment with the cost of living going up and everything else. But the reality is, if they want to keep putting on these big acts and they want to hire out the Winter Garden, you know, they're not hiring out a room in a hotel, they're hiring out the Winter Garden. You've only got to look at their staging and the big video walls that they have put in. These are all separate things that need to be paid for. And I know how much they paid to ship, just to ship Rick Thomas's props over. And honestly, it would knock you for 6. So I personally think it's value for money, and I'm, you know, I totally appreciate that money, you know, isn't in everyone's pockets at the moment. You know, there's a lot of stress on everyone. But on the flip side of that, I know Russ and the guys are trying to put on the best convention they possibly can, but that does cost money. And unfortunately, or fortunately, it's all of us that are paying for that, you know. And if it's going to keep getting better and we still want these big names, the cost has to go up. I mean, I think Blackpool at what it was far too cheap.
Well, Magic Live's a lot
honestly
more
do.
expensive, isn't it?
Yeah,
Magic Live's a lot more expensive, you know.
yeah.
And you don't get nearly as much,
No,
you know.
no, you don't. I mean, it's a great convention, but it's not Blackpool. Blackpool is without a doubt the best convention in the world, without a doubt. For what they put on for the people attending, it's the best convention in the world. You want to go to the dealers? Great, we'll put on the biggest dealer room ever. And it truly is. You're never going to see that many dealers at a convention.
No.
You know, you want to see Vegas headliners? Great, we'll put them on. It's incredible. But, you know, I understand both sides of the argument. You know, it's more money to spend, but I certainly understand it from the business point of view of Blackpool. They are constantly striving to make it bigger and make it better. And I do feel they were too cheap to start with, personally. And I think that's maybe why it's become as, I don't think, how much has it jumped up by for that extra? Do you know?
It was 200. I think it was 205 last year.
So it's only gone up £70. So 205 for 3 days is, in my opinion, was too cheap anyway, for a big convention. So I think the price would have ended up going up, whether they added the extra day or not. Personally,
Yeah.
I think the price would have gone up, because I don't think they could have sustained that price with the amount of people they're bringing over.
They have a finite amount of people they can have come along, because they've only got so many tickets for the theatre. So if you get a gold ticket, you've got a theatre ticket. It's not like they can go, oh, we can have 1 million people turn up, because they all want tickets to the shows. Well, there you go. So FISM works out €145 a day.
Yeah.
So that gives you an idea, and that's 3 or 4 days, or four and a half days, or something like that.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, bargain. Get your tickets. We'll see you there.
Yeah. And then, but I will say, Phil Austin said it's the hotel costs. Obviously, there are going to be additional costs. You know, you've got an extra night of food and drink. You've got an extra night of hotels. But luckily, it is in Blackpool, so the hotels aren't that expensive.
My hotel this year was £30 a night.
Yeah. If you're not looking to stay in the Ritz, you know, you can pick up hotels at a good price. You're only sleeping in them, and most people, to be fair, most probably stay an hour or two in their room, because I know people that are up in the Ruskin till 5 or 6 in the morning, and they're in the dealer's hall by 10, you know, walking around there. So, yeah, I mean, I totally understand that any additional cost anywhere can hurt, but from Blackpool's point of view, I honestly think that the price would have gone up either way. I think it had to. When you think of the costs involved in putting on what they're putting on, I think it was inevitable that it was going to go up. And I think they've tried to maybe soften the blow to you by saying, look, we'll put on another day at extra expense to them.
Yeah.
You know?
And don't forget as well, things like everything's going up in price.
Yeah.
So the cost of the winter gardens will have gone up in price. The staff wages for the hundreds of people working at the winter gardens will have gone up in price. So, you know, that has to be, they can't bear that as well as everything else, as well as another night of shows, etc. So really, and like I say, it's less than £300. So, you know,
yeah,
it's a great convention. You're not gonna get a better convention anywhere else in the world, and we're lucky to have it on our doorstep.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to make a move, Mr. P, because I've got to go pick up my mum.
You do, and I've got to go because we're already 12 minutes over. But interesting topic, Blackpool, best convention in the world. If you haven't been, honestly, go check it out. If you're into magic, you'll be in Wonderland. You really will. It's such an amazing place. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us on this Alakazam Live. Thank you, as always, to the legend that is Wayne Goodman.
And thank you to you as well, sir.
Thank me. And most importantly, thank you, guys. We will be back next Tuesday at 2 o'clock for another Alakazam Live. See you then.
Martin Pierce is one of the busiest family entertainers in the UK. Whenever he performs an effect, he always thinks about his audience. And with Hero, he has absolutely smashed it. We're going to try something. Are you a fan of superheroes?
Yes.
You are a big fan,
yeah.
okay? Now, we're going to try a little superhero test, okay? Now, nothing inside the envelope, but I want you to imagine this envelope will transform you into a superhero that you want to be. But we've got different superheroes: Batman, Superman, Captain America, Wonder Woman, and Hulk.
Yep.
Now, I've also got 5 that match, okay? Now, I'm going to give mine a little mix. I'm going to place these ones inside the envelope. Now, think about which one of those you would want to be, okay? Have a think. Don't tell me, though. Okay. I'm going to go for this one right here. Hero is one of the most commercial routines you can perform. Superheroes appeal to people of all ages, and the best part is it only uses 10 cards. There's no switching, there's no rough and smooth, and there's no multiple outs, meaning it looks the same no matter what superhero they choose. As I remove superheroes from the envelope, I want you to say yes or no if that is the one you're going to turn into, okay? If it isn't, we'll move past it. If it is, we'll stop right there, okay? So, Hulk. No, you sure?
Yep.
Okay. Wonder Woman. You sure? All right. You would want to be Captain America. Superman.
Yep.
Superman's the one.
Superman.
And for those mentalists out there, we've even got you covered. We've got the exact same killer effect, but with ESP symbols. Now, you chose Superman. This is insane, mate. Because I knew from the very start you were going to choose Superman. Nothing left inside. So you didn't want to be Batman and you didn't want to be Superman. Here's the thing, I knew you'd be Captain America because my prediction the whole time was Captain America, perfect match. But not only that, I knew you'd be Captain America and I was trying to force you to be Captain America because my other superheroes I didn't even have. I only ever had one option because there's no heroes on any of these cards either. This is really weird actually because that was a free choice, right? You could have chosen any superhero.
Yeah.
But I was so sure you were going to choose Superman. I didn't even bother bringing any other superheroes. I never had any other options. It was always going to be Superman the whole time. There you go. Danny, enjoy. That is unbelievable, isn't it? If you're looking for the perfect working routine to add to your act, look no further than Hero by Martin Pierce.